Hello everybody, today is What's Up Wednesday and I'm glad you're here. Welcome to my Shabby Craft Studio. I'm Martha. In case this is your first time, I welcome you. I hope you'll pull up something to drink and something to craft with and join me. So today I have some mail. It's sort of a happy mail, but I ordered it. And then my husband started opening it and he got yelled at. I told him, "That's mine." I said if he wanted to open some packages, he had to order his own stuff. I'm so mean, but I got this off of Etsy. So I'm hoping it's everything I wanted it to be. Oh, look at that. This is from someone that is called Hearts of Fire. I'm gonna have to remember what that is. But anyway, not Etsy. This was off of eBay. I can't remember what I just said. Anyway, I have been looking for this for a very long time. So I typed in, I think I typed in tiny or small word stamps and this came up and I couldn't believe it. Look how tiny they are. But I love word stamps and these are so perfect. And they're used. They don't look like they're, you know, used too much. Oh, I thought they came apart. Well, you know what? I'll just stamp them and I will cut them apart. That works for me. Aren't those fun though? So this says Small Talk Believe and it says www.redleadpaperworks.com. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully we're focusing today. And this one says Small Talk Adventure and the same website. So I thought they came apart, but you have to stamp them as all one word. And obviously they're on a foam block, but I think you can take this back off. Yeah. You could take this back off and stick them to a block if you wanted to. I don't have a block right now to stick them to, but we're going to play anyway because we can. So let me see. I'm pulling out a piece of paper. Okay. And I'm going to pull out my archival black ink. And I'm just going to ink them up. And then, like I said, I can cut them apart. I hope they work well. I'll be disappointed if they don't, but it didn't cost me that much to get them. So we'll see. I'm always envious. And this is going to sound terrible, but I don't know if you guys do this. I get Wendy and Gina mixed up all the time. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't keep them straight. So I'm going to do that. Oops. And then I'm going to, that's not big enough. I'll pull out my block. And I'm going to press with even pressure and see how this comes out. Ooh, easy to cut apart. Very easy to cut apart. So I'm happy. I like it. Now I did think that, and I guess I could try because I'll bet you the Tim Holtz scissors would cut these apart. I'm just afraid I wouldn't do it very evenly, if you know what I mean. But Gina or Wendy, somebody has like these little word stamps, and I'm always so envious of them. So I thought that's what I was getting, but hey, I'm good. It's all good because it prints really nice. nicely. Prints well. Okay. A couple of firm presses. Yep. I didn't ink it real well, but that's okay. I really like these. So that's how it came out. Very good. Very good. And if I had been smart, I could have lined up the spaces and cut it with my paper cutter, but that's okay. Scissors will do. Scissors will do. Alrighty. Well, I'm happy about that. I'm excited because I like my stamps. I have way more than I should have. And I'm starting to pull them out and trying to use them more again. I have lots that I probably won't ever use, which is sad. But at some point, you know, maybe I'll find a new home for them. We'll see. So I hope this finds everybody else doing well. We're doing okay here. Okay, so I'm putting those, what am I doing? Putting that aside. Putting those, I don't even know where to put anything. And I keep organizing and I still have nowhere to put anything. Okay, let's see. I can't help myself. I gotta do this. And I hate cutting because I never do it very well. All right. And of course they could be torn out. And I didn't cut it straight, but you know what? There. Now those will just go in my little box that I keep my words stamped out or printed out from kits in. I'm just going to cut all this extra off. You could put "in her dreams." Isn't that fun? I like it. I like it. I like it. This is one of my best ink tea stained papers, I think. Now that I'm looking at it. Oops. Off. And all these bits I'm cutting off, I can stamp on those too. There's some of my other little stamps. So let's see. I have a box here somewhere. Is this the box? I gotta find a better way though. See, that's not it. It's all my Tim Holtz-y guys. Anyway, I'll find the box. So there's that. Then I've been working on some things. I have a couple of projects here. So I was watching Carol at Free Spirit Arts. Sorry, Carol. I was drawing a blank momentarily. Don't know why. And she made this nifty pocket for a journal that she worked in. And I really liked it. I really liked the pocket. So I took my tea stained paper and I made a ton of pockets. But you have to start with a square. So what I did was I took my tea stained legal size paper. So this is, and I know you're going to ask, legal size for us in the US. This is just shy of 14. It might be supposed to be 14, but it might have shrunk when I did the tea stain. And it's, I think it's supposed to be 8.5 by 14. I'd have to look on the package, but it's legal size paper. It's just copy paper, just a ream of copy paper from probably Staples. So I took that, and you start with a square. So then you fold these down, and I folded this under, right? And then you fold this in and this in. So there's that. And then when you do that, you have leftovers. So I had that piece and that piece and that piece, I think. I think that's how it worked. And then I kept making them, but they all came out different shapes. How that happened, I don't know, because I used the same paper and I used squares for all of them. So they're all like how did this one come out that shape and those came out that shape? Don't ask. This is Martha math. I swear to you. I used to do this with quilt shapes. What else do I do that with? Die cutting. Like, it doesn't matter. The envelope the punch envelope board thingy, punch board for envelopes by We Are Memory Keepers. I follow the rules the same way every time, come out with different shaped envelopes, even though I use the same size paper and follow the guidelines. So anyway, so there's the next size. And then I had all these itty bitties that came out, and I just thought that was a blast, because you use a bigger piece of paper, you have bigger leftovers. So now, out of, I don't know, 3 sheets of paper I think I used, you can make these. So we're gonna make one because we can. Oops. All right, so it all starts when I'm gonna put these up because I'm probably gonna use my paper cutter, because I tore those edges. But yeah, you've seen me tear things, right? This has to be more exact. So I think I'm in frame, I hope. Yell at me if I'm not. And you really want to get it right on the corner down here. You really want that corner to be exact. If it's not, it's okay. But you kind of do want it that way. And then you can tear, or you can cut with scissors, or you can do as I'm doing and struggle with your paper cutter. I've had a rough morning so far, so please excuse me. My little doggy, I have 2 pups, and well, they're not pups, they're old, getting older all the time. So there, we have these 2. One of them is not feeling well, and we had to go to the vet this morning, and it was extremely stressful because you can't go in, but I like the vet, so there you go. All right, so if you do that, you can approach this 2 ways. You can fold this side in and see, keep an eye on the corner, make sure you don't want to do this, it's flat, and then fold this over. You don't want to go too far because it can't cross that point. But you also want this to be centered, okay? So I feel like, I don't know, even though it's a square, it never really seems to come out that way, centered for me, but you know, yeah. Okay, so you have that. So now it looks like an envelope, right? And you can fold this down as far as the paper will let you, but you see, it butts that corner before it butts that corner. So I obviously didn't get it centered. And then this one, you can either fold like this, you can fold it all the way down to meet, you can just fold it part way and tuck it under there like that, which is what I'm going to do, that's sort of what I did on most of those, right? And then you can glue this into a journal so that it opens up like this and can be written on, okay? Or it could be a floating pocket and just use, you know, a decorated paper clip if you wanted to. Clip it to the edge of a page, right? You can decorate the outside. You could do this with decorative paper. You could use scrapbook paper or whatever you want. You could make it out of something like this. You can decorate the front. Carol decorated hers, put paper all in here, really pretty. I think it was Stamperia paper, maybe not. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you could go watch Carol's videos too. So this is supposed to be square. Notice I said supposed to be, but I did tea stain it yesterday because it was quite hot. So this is 8 by, Yeah, 8x8. And it's out of a paper pad. And I like the rest of the paper pad because it's like ledger paper and stuff. But I don't like the maps. I probably won't use the maps. Although there's Italy. So you can make them with these. So you can also, you could not meet these two when you fold them. And then the fold downs would be different. But I'm going to meet all the corners here. And you don't have to cut any off of these because it's already squared up. All right. There you go. Right? And again, you could collage over this if you wanted to. So the other way of doing it is bring this down. The problem is you don't know if you're going off one way or another. You have to just get it as straight as you can, unless you put a mat up here with like measurements on it. You know what I'm saying. Lines, grid lines on it. And then you can bring these in like that. Now, whether this is going to work or not, I don't know. We'll see. Then you're not folding them in. Oops, that wasn't very straight. So then just the tips get folded in. And then it matches much better. And it really does look like an envelope then. And the other thing you can do is you could glue it down these two sides, right? And use it like a belly band. Or you could glue down here, here, and here. Use it as a side pocket. Either way, depending on which way you want to use it. So, I mean, how versatile and easy is this? And this is just, like, you don't really notice it's a map when it's all folded up like this. So, I mean, extra writing space. You're using paper you don't love. Why not, right? Okay, so back to this one. So we did this, right? Now I have this paper left over. See where I'm going? So we're going to fold this and make sure I get that corner as a corner, right? That made sense. Oh gosh, I hate stressful days. Okay. And flat side down against to measure. And then you just keep going. You do this one. Uh-oh. I can get that right on the corner. Come on. Come on. Oh my goodness. Well, that's not real exact. And this one, I'm just going to tear. Okay. So I have this one, and now I have this one, which should almost, there's just a little tiny strip left over, depending on how well you're measuring and tearing. If you know what I mean. See, that's not even. So who knows where I went wrong with that one. But anyway, you just cut across there. And that's all you've got left. Oops. No waste. Frugal Martha. Right? And you just do the same thing. So you fold this down. And you fold this down and tuck it in. And then you fold this across. And you fold that across. I don't know if any of you live out west where it was like 90 degrees yesterday, which was Monday, Labor Day. And today it snowed a bunch. But I belong to an RV group, 2 of them, on Facebook. And let me tell you, a lot of people got caught off guard. Okay, so there's the little one. Here's the next little one. Now I'm just going to fold this down a little bit. I'm trying to get it equal amounts apart there. And then And the less you fold this down, the more you can fold these across, as you see, right? So there's that one. Oh, Martha. Oops, come on. I tell you, the struggle is real, people. Chubby little fingers and little paper pieces. Okay, and then this one. So do that and that and that and that. I love them. You can whip these out in no time at all. Right? Look at all the pockets I have. So that's one piece of paper. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different size pockets for a journal. And if you have like 3 signatures, you could put that in one, put that in another, and these would be really cute, like together on a page, and just be able to open them and flap them down. So that's out of a legal size piece of paper. So I don't know what you get out of a regular size piece of paper. Let's see. Here's a regular 8.5 by 11. Right? So of course, this one should be the same size, I would imagine. Because legal paper is still 8.5. It's just longer. So I don't think you'll get as many or the same sizes. All right. So I'm not going to fold these down as far. Good Lord. I'm trying to pick up my bone folder. The scissors are coming. I want ice cream today. I'm being really, really bad on my diet. We stopped and got Chinese food. Tony doesn't eat Chinese food. But I haven't had it since like February. And not that it's part of my diet at this point. It's not low calorie or gluten free. That doesn't go quite. I need this to come across just a teensy bit further. There. Okay. And you can ink up the edges like I did on the other ones, right? It's way too long. You can fold them either way. Left over right, right over left. Oh, there we go. How fun, right? See, these I inked all up. And this one, I think I inked every edge inside and out. And these, I didn't know if I was going to put something on them, put them in the, glue them down in the back, do them as a clip-on. So I just kind of left them. But then you get this strip, waste not, want not. And if you don't want to use this strip for something else, you just make a bunch of little ones. Oh. Yeah, so I was bad. Stress does that to me. I am a stress eater. I don't drink, don't smoke. Don't run around. Don't party. I don't exercise. I know that's sad, isn't it? But I've been being really, really good. Haven't lost a whole lot of weight, a few pounds. But I ate half of the meal. And the other half is in the refrigerator. It either will or won't get eaten. We'll see. Probably not today. Maybe tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not at all. But now, after having Chinese food, I want ice cream. Which is awful. I'll just make a fruit smoothie. And that'll be better. That'll be better for me, right? At least it's fruit. And I just do mine with frozen strawberries, blueberries, and we picked up some peaches the other day, and that was good. I liked it with peaches. So, well, I mixed the strawberries, blueberries, and peaches. All frozen, because I don't go through fresh fruit fast enough. And really, the fresh fruit here isn't all that great. So I do that, and then I use whole yogurt because it's supposed to be better for you. Greek yogurt, plain, not flavored. And you can throw vanilla in with it. You can throw chocolate in with it. I don't know how that would taste with the fruit in there. Haven't tried it yet. And then I use a little bit of heavy cream. And that's just to make it liquefy. I was using orange juice, but I didn't like it very much. And I really don't know what else to put in there because the yogurt and the fruit are so thick that I needed something to liquefy it. So there you go. So, I mean, if you really wanted to get carried away, this could be an even tinier one, but I'm not sure my fingers can handle that. I mean, you literally could do this until you have absolutely no waste except maybe a teeny tiny piece left. You know? 'Tis possible. Let's see. That isn't folded very well, but that's okay. Oops, oops. Look. Oh. The one nice thing about this cardboard is things don't slip around on it. The one bad thing about this cardboard is things don't slip around on it. It's hard to pick up. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm making them this small. Probably won't use them because, I mean, really, they're not even worth writing on, right? I have to stick my tongue out and concentrate. So I can't talk with my tongue sticking out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at how little. All right, if you were doing a little miniature journal, there you go. A little extreme. But this size is nice. These are like those mini envelopes you can stack near, you know, like on top of each other or under each other. If you did it the right way, you could open them all and they could be written on all in separate. This paper's heavier. This must be my 24 or 28 pound. So we got to use the van today. Unfortunately, it was to take the dogs to the vet, which seems to be the major reason we end up taking the van lately. Both dogs have kidney failure, but they have two different kinds of kidney failure. Who knew? Who knew there were different kinds of kidney failure? So, yeah. So, a couple months ago, Evan was really sick. And now Gabby isn't feeling well. There. So what did I make? 3 of these. And that one. Yeah, I think. No. Maybe. I don't remember now. Yeah, I think it was 3 of these. And the itty bitty. And I could make another itty bitty, but I'm not gonna. Because the itty bitties are crazy. But anyway, how fun is that? Easy to do. Made one out of this paper. And I don't care if Italy gets glued down, and then you open that, and then you can write inside. And it's tea stained. Yeah, it's still a little white. I could ink up the edges and stuff, which I probably will. But I thought that was fun. So thanks, Carol. I appreciate that idea. Maybe I'll fold this down more because that's so white. Really, really white. So see, it looks like an envelope, but it's not. So that's fun. So let me pop all these in here because I'm sort of starting to crowd myself on my desk. So I'm keeping my projects in these vinyl envelopes, which are really nice. I mean, all you have to do is search Amazon for vinyl snap envelopes or just vinyl envelopes. And they all come up, and there's lots of different prices and lots of different styles. Some have zippers on top, some don't. Some have snaps, some don't. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you is we are going to work on these, not today. I think this is going to be maybe a Friday or Make It Monday project, or Sunday, who knows. It's going to be a future project. I think her name is, did somebody say Paper? And I think her name is Liesel. If I didn't get my videos mixed up, I didn't write it down. And she made, out of the CD envelopes, she had the ink that went up onto the cellophane. I thought I had StazOn, but I don't. Can't find it. So I used VersaFine on this, but it rubbed right off of the cellophane. So these are tea stained. So I did the edges with a couple of stamps I had. Made a journaling card. This is my faux handmade paper, which I do have in my Etsy shop. You get several sheets of it. That's my faux handmade paper with a doily with some cutout flowers from online, from a public domain site I found, with a Tracy label and a faux Stampin' Up! Whale tail tab punch, which I didn't use. I used the circular punch, the other circular punch, and snipped the edges. So it's a faux. It's a faux tab. It's a real tab, but it's a faux whale tail tab. Anywho's, so there you go. We're going to work on those, but I want to buy some StazOn ink. And Amazon has one, but it wasn't Prime. It wasn't free shipping, I don't think. It's the only one in black I could find. And I searched online, and there's a couple of stores. Well, there's one Joann's store that has it near me. No, one Michael's store near me that has it. But it's in the town I don't really want to go to because that town has had very high COVID numbers. So anywho's, might take a ride there tomorrow. They have a new Michael's that just opened up. So might chance it tomorrow for something to do. And might try it. But anyway, we'll make some of these. And when I make them, I will link that video below. And we can make them together. So if you have some CD sleeves, okay, if we had some glue coming out, it'd be a nice thing. It seems clear. I think this bottle is so old. I think it's 2 years. I mean, look how gross it is. It's pretty gross. I think this bottle is so old that the glue gets stopped up because the bottle is just whatever's, you know, been in the bottle for the longest. That glue that you just keep refilling and refilling and refilling on top of. I think it just has gotten gross. So anyway, and I did put a thing on the side. Somebody suggested an elastic, but now I have to get used to using it. And I can't point this down because I'd be sure to stab myself. Because, yeah, you know, I would. So, there you go. I think these are a blast. And this is going to be another really great pocket to use. You just tear off the flap. I guess I should have torn it off so it was level with the back. But I was experimenting, so there's that. And so we'll work on those next week. And then I think what I'm going to do with some of these, like this, I'm probably going to collage over that. So I was thinking of making envelopes, sort of like a la Rachel. She just takes like papers that she's not in love with or that are leftover bits and just makes envelopes. Now, I'm not sure this is going to work because that's probably going to be kind of big for a journal page. That would be the size of a journal page. So it wouldn't go that way. It could possibly be a clip-on envelope, and then you could just open it and write in it. But you could collage on that. You could glue it here and here and make it like make a big tag that has a tab that sticks out on the edge of the page, and you know, it looks like a tab sticking out. I'm struggling, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying, right? So you could just do that and collage over it. You don't even have to sew it or seal it up because you can use it as writing space inside. So, and also make a, like a tuck or a pocket or side pocket or whatever you want to call it as well. Right? Okay. So if you did that and you just collage here and here, you could do those as envelopes. Or you could cut it in half and make 2 envelopes, 2 smaller envelopes. Could do that too. Like, this is 8, so just 4. And now you have 2 envelopes. Yeah. And see the green background, I'm okay with that. You just put some stuff over it. Just collage, right? Look at that piece of paper. We did some tub dyeing and it came out, look how shiny it is. Interesting, huh? So, let's see what we can pull out here. Well, something fun. Now these are all images that I got in different places. So like this is a public domain image. Round off the other corner, Martha, because you know, now it'll match. Oh, catch up with yourself, girly. So we get the blood test results for Gabby tomorrow. I have somewhere, I organized yesterday. And guess what? Now I can't find it again. I have a glue book. Have no clue where I put it. None whatsoever. So, yeah. I'll resort to paper towel, which I like anyway. I just think it throws the camera color off. Anytime I put anything white down, it seems to throw the camera color off. Yeah, so this is basically a la Rachel at Roxy Creations because, oops, I'm always doing that. Because, you know, she's the queen of making stuff and then covering it up. And covering it up with several layers too, and she's really good at it. So there you go. And I'm just sort of tearing that corner off because then it sort of matches the rounded corner there. So we get blood test results for Miss Gabby tomorrow. So yeah, she has kidney failure. We've known it for about 2 years. We've done really well with making their food homemade food for them because they deserve the best. And now it's time to move on. I hate to do it as far as prescription food, but I think we're going to have to. I really don't like prescription foods. Having worked in the vet world for a while, not my favorite to depend on, but oh look, I found my glue book. Don't like that. Tribute to Rachel. Since we have, we're taking Rachel's idea here. And I lost my spreading card. I have another one, but I have my little, I don't know if you've heard the story about this. This came in a Happy Meal from Chick-fil-A. And last year, and you know, BC, before COVID. And it makes a really great tool because it's silicone and it doesn't scratch things up. All right, where's the other piece of paper I was going to use? Are you serious? There it is. And I love it. I took it as a crafting tool. I was like, I need some more of these. They're fun. Oops. Okay. And I'm okay if the green shows. I'll probably ink around the edges anyway. And I'm going to leave that there because I think that's kind of cool. And then let's put a word on. Because we have words. And let's do adventure. My fingers are sticky. So this is from my new stamps that I just got, right? Okay, I'm not going to use my glue stick because it's such a small. All right, I'm going to use the idea. I like that idea, but I got to start using my new glue. I think I have a new bottle of this. Of course, all I have to do is turn around and see. But I should have a new bottle of this because I think I ordered one knowing that this one was going downhill quick. And there. How fun is that? Of course, I probably should have done more, but oh well. There's that one. And then if this is glued down, I don't have to worry about the back, right? And it's just another note space. Writing space. Okay. Ow! Stabbed. Stabbed myself. I knew I was going to do that. I knew it. Did I not tell you I was going to do that? I sure did. Okay. Silly girl. I'm just going to do this because it sort of blends into this color in the background. So I've been trying to get the, I don't know, the mojo, I guess, to do another kit. I just cannot seem to pull it together to do it though. I hate my laptop screen, my monitor. So, yeah, if anybody has a really good monitor they love, which is clear and high definition, could you let me know what it is? I hate researching. I hate it. I want to buy a new computer, but the one I want is like $2,500 for a MacBook, I guess it is. Laptop. And I just can't bring myself to buy it. Husband says, do it, you know, business expense and all that, but I just can't. My finger is very sticky. I like this right here. So, my HP is about 8 or 9 years old. It's got Windows 8 on it. And I really want Windows 10, even though I've heard some crappy things about it. Not Windows 10. I want Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office 10. So there's that. But I might have to break down and do it because I really need a better monitor. So let's see what I've got here. I think I'm going to put a butterfly. Or do we want something else? Is that a kookaburra? 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 I don't like it. I like the butterfly better. So the butterfly wins. The bird goes back. That was easy. Yeah. Yep. So as you can tell, I'm a little scattered today. A little low energy because I'm worried about my doggie. I mean, there isn't anything we can do to make her, like, better. She could bounce back from the little bit of how she's feeling now. Just stabbed my finger again. I don't know if this rubber band thing's going to work out. Because I'm a little tired of being stabbed. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Do I want something else under there? I don't, because I don't want to make these really too thick. And you really could. You could sew these up, glue them up. They make cute envelopes, right? Let's see. Is there a word we like? Maybe we'll look for a la boule. La boule. Let's see. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. What's this one say? Out of our Tracy Lebels stem. What's this one? Botany. Flora. That's too big. I like the little blue flower though. What's this one say? Sapling. Those labels aren't doing it for me. Let's see. Come on, Tracy. I know you got something for me. Because if I can't find labels out of this mess, yeah. I'm in sad shape. What do I want, though? I don't know. Here's the other set of words. Okay. So we're going to take our other little... these are the Tim Holtz stamps that I did on a bunch of extra leftover... cardstock I had, right? So there's that. I could tear that down. I'll save that for another time. Yeah, I'll do these three. Yep. So I know my mood is a little quiet, and I'm sorry for that. Oh, oi. Come on, you guys. Behave. Stop messing around. Okay. But I did not want to, I mean, I wanted to do a video. I didn't not want to. Boy, talk about double negatives, eh? Okay. Put that down. Make sure it's right side up because don't have my reading glasses on. Put that down. And I'm going to put this down. So this too is out of one of Tracy's kits. There. Let's see if I just put my pin back in my glue. If I just, you know, Rachel's work is so beautiful and she does not ink anything, nothing. She doesn't have time to ink. She's too busy creating, you know? But there's just some things you just gotta ink, right? Inky dinky doo, inky dinky doo. Don't need to do the back because we're gonna glue it down. So all this is going to add to my box of ephemera that I organized yesterday. I'm so proud of myself. You guys want to see it? I'll show it to you in a minute. Darken this up a little more. I didn't want to when I tea stained this, sprayed it yesterday. Man, these pages dried so fast because it was very warm, but it was not humid. And boy, they dried fast. That was nice. Today is very warmer, very warmer and humid. And I just did not want to deal with the heat and the sun after the morning I had. I like that. I should have put this over here, but that's okay. Right? Okay, so let me put this stuff up so I can get it contained. Hold on a second. That over there. And that over there. And, oh, my desk. Oh, my. Holy moly. Okay. I'm going to put all these things up so that I can make room to, Come on, Martha. There. Make room to show you my box because I'm going to need to set it in front of me. Oops. So I have another word box somewhere for that set of words. So I'll be stamping more of those and I can sit in front of TV and cut those out tonight. Yay. Yay. Okay. All right. So here's my box I did yesterday. I love these boxes. They're flexible, sometimes a little too flexible, but they have handles on each end. I'm probably blinding you. Let me see if I can move you out. Ooh. Okay, let me see if you're still on screen. Yeah, more or less. Okay, so I have these boxes. Some of them I got in a grocery store called Wegmans, which is only in the Northeast. And others similar to this I have gotten in Home Depot right after they do, right after Christmas. They have them, but I think they carry them all the time. Not sure. You'd have to check. And I love them because they're just the right size to store a lot of things. Like I have them all over my room in the bigger size and this size. I have all my paper and cardstock, not cardstock, but my tea stain paper, all my envelopes, all my book pages, all of that I have in these. I can never buy enough. Anyway, so what I did was I made out of some leftover file folders and cardstock thingies. I made, and that's not, that's something else. They aren't labeled, but I did separate them. I still have to go through and label them. But now I have, these are all like these pockets that we made, right? The flip out pockets. And I'm trying to be organized, so when I'm ready to do journal pages, I can be like Gail and Rachel and just pick things out. And then we also did these little flippy outy pages, right, with the pockets and everything. Like this one has pockets on the inside. Some of them have pockets on the outside. And then that's just a hidden paper clip there. So I have those. And then I have like belly bands that are made out of my collage boards that I made. And this is just like collage that I've cut apart, and they could be journaling cards. They're not backed or anything, from big to smaller. This could be a pocket. Actually, yeah, that's a half an envelope, so it is a pocket. It's in the wrong folder. Wrong file. There, it's filed away in the wrong place, so I'll fix that after. And then I have 2 of these that I made that I haven't done anything with. And then I have the faux front envelope that I made. And then I have a bunch of tags, and I have blank tags that I can decorate. And then I have, this is, this looks like, see, I really need to label these. This is more just like collage cards on book page. But what I did was some of them are already like punched out. Well, see, now this is an envelope. I didn't do a very good job yesterday, but these all could be pockets, like just pockets you can set on a page and punch a thumb hole in. And I'd probably back them with one more book page just to make them sturdier. And then these are corner pockets, and I need a lot more corner pockets. These are like the Rita Donnelly ones, these here. So it's just done on book page, and that's got tea stain paper in it. Need to make a bunch more of those. And I have, these are envelopes. These, I went on an envelope decorating binge a while ago. Not that long ago, but a while ago. And so these are all going to be pockets, or I'll glue this down and just make it a pocket from the top and the back or the side or something like that. So there's like half pockets, and there's larger pockets, and there's full-size ones that I can put in a journal, in a signature like that. So I just went on a whole making binge. See? So anywho, I probably just blinded you and made you really dizzy with all that. So that's my box that I did semi-organize yesterday. And then I didn't put my envelopes back in the right place. I do that. And I do have to label it, like I said. So anyway, thanks for joining me with opening my new purchase. And so I'll be stamping, like I said, a bunch of these and cutting them out in front of TV. And then I'm going to have a bunch of little tiny words to add to anything I want. So yeah, and these can be stamped on any kind of paper. You can stamp these on, you know, a scrapbook paper. You can, you know, as long as the word shows up when you stamp it. So I had fun getting these, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm very happy that you were here. I am grateful, and hi to everybody, and I love you all. Thank you for your support, and I will see you for Finish It Friday. Talk to you later. Happy crafting, everybody. Take care. Bye.